All right, people, I'm back. I've been slacking on you, detailing. It's Thanksgiving week. I don't have much going on, so I figured what I'd do is my trim's starting to get a little splotchy. So, I mean, I forget when I got the car. I think I got the car, what was it, September of last year, 2014. Yeah, so I've had the car for over a year. The Wolf's trim coat has been on the trim for that long. It's kept it pretty clean, pretty nice. I haven't touched it with anything else since. So what I'm going to do today, I noticed the windows are starting to bead a little less. And I've got this Gyeon stuff that I spent $100 on, so I should probably use it. And if you follow me on Instagram, I did get new Wolf stuff. But just to test it out, I'm going to put it on the front three. I don't think I can actually do all the windows with the Gyeon, with one bottle of Gyeon. So what I'll probably do is do the front three windows and then do the rears with Wolf's after I do the trim. So I'm going to take you through how I do the trim first, and then I'll probably separate the videos and do a window prep and then window nano coating for the windshield and then side windows. So first thing I'm going to do, and I'm sure you could use either one. I usually use APC all-purpose cleaner on here. So the car's dirty. I don't know, it just makes me feel better if I clean the trim first. Sometimes you get some black run or some dirt, especially if it's the first time you've ever done your trim. I doubt I'm going to get any of that. But I'm going to do clean the trim up first, and then I'll wash the car, and I won't video that. I'll wash the car, and then we'll sort of do the windows and everything, do the trim. I probably will auto scrub the windows too while I'm at it. Yeah, I'll probably do that just to make sure I don't have any contaminants on them. All right, so this is pretty simple. Clean it. I'm just gonna hose down. So notice the windows are still beating pretty darn well. And it's been a year. And I have OptiCoat here, and then I've got Colonite on the windows, or on the paint. So all I'm gonna do is wet that down and then spray it and let it sit for a little bit with some Adams APC. And so the reason I'm doing this before I clean the car is that way I get the rest of the APC off the car. This APC shouldn't strip the wax. At least I don't think it does. We'll find out if the car stops beating. So we'll just sort of spray this on. Notice there's no exact science to this, just sort of spray it on. I'll let it sit for a minute, and then I'm going to clean with a Griot's bug sponge, and we'll see if we pull any dirt out of it. I'm also going to do the trim here in the front. It's really the only, this isn't rubber, it's like a sort of rubberized plastic of some sort. But we'll do this, and the car doesn't really have any other trim that we need to worry about other than maybe the wheels. So I'm going to spray the other side real quickly and we'll come back. All right, it's been on here about, I don't know, 2 minutes. Just gonna kind of agitate a little extra water and spray down my Griot's mitt. Let's see if we pull any dirt out. Again, this is treated with Wolf's trim coat. Yeah, see? I mean, we are pulling some junk out of it. And I think that's where, I'm no rubber expert, but I think that's where rubber gets a lot of the weird splotchy look. It's more sort of uneven dirt than anything. I just like clean black trim, as I know most of you guys do. And again, I'm no rubber expert. I just buy this crap and then sort of figure out how to use it. You can see, I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's actual black junk running down the car from the APC. Now this isn't rubber here, but it's rubber inside of here, so I usually just try to get that real quick. I won't treat that, but you know, the other thing you could do is just spray a little APC on here on the sponge. I'll show you what I'm going to do though after this with the isopropyl alcohol, which I'm sure you need to be careful you don't dry it out. I've never had a problem, but I usually clean it with alcohol until it stops showing black on my sponge. So that's the extent of cleaning it. So now I got all the trim clean, at least cleaning it prior to washing. While we're over here, let's do I'm gonna do a quick auto scrub of the windows. Let's throw it up there. So that way we'll have the windows ready to go. And you can see the windows are beating pretty well, so it's probably a useless exercise, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Love this little auto scrub sponge. I guess so much for doing 2 videos. We'll just make it all one hour long plus video like I always do that people are always yelling at me about. I got a genius idea though. If you don't want to watch it, don't. This is the auto scrub fine sponge. I don't think they make this in the regular version, but you know, if you keep your car dialed in, then you don't need a heavier version. You know, a more aggressive version, I guess you could say. You could also do this with clay too, obviously. But I'm lazy. At least my version of lazy. So I'm just gonna auto scrub it real fast. So notice I'm doing all this before I wash the car. Last thing I want to do is get the car all clean and then have all this crap all over it. So this will save us a step in the cleaning process. Alright, so let me move the camera over here. Again, this stuff isn't rocket science. You've seen me do this before. So the car's wet. Move this up a little bit. But it's okay to do it wet. I don't want to mess up my new sticker. I'm digging the sticker. I didn't think I would. Or we're supposed to call it decal, right? That way it's not a sticker. Vinyl, yeah. I freaking hate vinyl. Someone asked me the other day about wraps. I didn't realize I don't really, rapping's not my thing. Both musically and on a car. Yeah, I mean the windows, I love this Wolf stuff. I don't even know why I'm gonna mess with the Gyeon. But I got it, might as well use it. Then I'll know. I mean, it's been a year. I haven't touched the windows. And they're still smooth. So then all I'll do is just rinse this off. But I still haven't done the other side. Since I got the camera out, I might as well show that to you. I get all the APC off, all the QD, the quick detailer off. I notice even after auto scrubbing, the water's still beating pretty well. Not as well as it did, but still. All right, so probably need to spray some more crap on the car, more APC. You know, you could treat the trim with 303, Aerospace 303, or Carpro Pearl, or some other thing, but then you got to do it all the time. This is one of those areas where I prefer a nano, fancier, more permanent solution. So, and we have a little bit of dirt on the sponge still, but probably should have kept this in my hand before. I'm not pushing super hard, but I mean, you could lay into it if you needed to, I guess. I don't know if you guys can see that dirt. I mean, look at that. Even on a crazy anal person's car like mine, still tons of junk that gets all built up in there. Look at this. And then when I'm done with this little sponge, I just throw it in the washer. And some of these I've had forever. I'm okay that I don't get it all completely, all the black completely removed, because I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going to use some IPA on it. Straight up, 91% IPA. Again, I would guess you'd have to worry about, you might want to worry about drying out the rubber, but I'm not going to let it sit on there. I'm just going to, I hate these Quasar bottles. Always, oh, come on. I know that everybody loves them. I guess I have my own preferences on things. They always come undone for me, no matter how tight I make them. It just doesn't feel right in my hand, but you know, I got a bunch of them, so I feel the need to use it. So normally, I mean, most people would probably do this in a full detail or a maintenance correction, as I've seemed to call it, or made up. I don't like doing windows and trim at the same time, because then it adds another, you know, it's going to add another 2 hours to the process. It just makes me want to jump off the roof by the time I'm halfway through. So it takes the enjoyment out of it if I try to do this all at once. Instead, if I break this up, it's just more enjoyable to me. Try to control my breathing so you guys don't say that I'm dying. A couple of people were concerned that I was dying because I couldn't breathe. It's probably because I'm fat as crap, not because I'm dying. All right, that's done. These darn wiper blades, I swear, I think there's a flaw in the BMW software or something, because, ah, shoot, I forgot to do this too. We'll do that while we're at it. These wipers are, they're recessed, so you can't lift them up here. And you have to like hold down into position. You put the key halfway in, and there's a whole procedure. It doesn't freaking work. It worked a couple of times, and it doesn't always work. Or these things, so I just lift them up and stick my hand underneath it. A normal car, you can lift it up, but see how this kind of hits the hood. Which I think is kind of cool because it makes it a little sleeker, I guess, but. Now, if my car was super, super dirty, I probably would have actually washed the windows before I did this, but again, it's not really that dirty, so I'm just skipping steps. So if you had tons of crap on the windshield, you probably wouldn't want to do it. You wouldn't want to just go straight to clay or straight to auto scrub. Again, my simple philosophy is if it works, it works. It may not be your way of doing it, but if I'm not screwing anything up and the results are good, then what's wrong with my way of doing it? This isn't an instructional video. This is a here's how I do it video. Big difference. If you choose to do it my way, great. If you don't, that's great too. I don't really care. All right, so now I'm gonna wash the car. Oh wait, let me get this last little section here. I doubt there's much dirt on this. This trim is, again, more of a plastic hybrid, rubberized plastic or something. So it doesn't store dirt as much. So now all I'm gonna do is foam the car, wash the car, then I'll bring it in and we'll go through the next steps on how we do this. Okay, so I got the car clean and now ready to start prepping for the trim coat, or the Q2 trim it's called, from Gyeon. So just to sort of recap or remind you, I cleaned all this area. Now it's super splotchy because I attempted to remove the vast majority of the wolf's coating that was on the trim. So now it's kind of splotchy and looks like what normal trim looks like. Here isn't too bad. This sort of plastic, rubberized plastic, isn't as bad. So what I got now is 91% isopropyl alcohol and a folded up Bounty paper towel, and I'm just gonna rub the trim just to get it prepped, just to make sure there's nothing left on it, get it nice and clean. You can see there's tons of black. I also have, or you could use, Griot's rubber prep as well. I'm sure other companies have products too that would work. So this will just get nice and clean. So look how much crap is on the rubber. I've never actually sat here to see if I can get it all off. I usually just make a couple of passes with it and call it a day. And it actually makes the trim look really nice. Gets rid of all the little blotchy, splotchy parts. And then we'll get this area. This is just the rubber trim around the windows. And I won't worry about the bottom channel. And I mean, you're just using a paper towel, so I might as well use it up. Can just go get another one. See, look how much black Assuming you guys can see that. Tons of black. Yeah, you ought to be able to see that. This is removing all this residue, all this junk. And then what we'll do after this is make sure it's nice and dry. And then we'll move on to applying the trim, the Q2 trim. And like I said, you know, I haven't done this for a year, so it's not like, I mean, it takes a little bit extra time to do this, but it's not like I'm doing it all the time. And then what I'll normally do is grab a microfiber towel. And just clean it up. See, right now it looks awesome. It's super black, nice and deep, almost a satin finish. You know, ready for you to put any kind of final step if you wanted to. I mean, you could do this all the time and just use something like CarPro Pearl or Atom Super VRT. Instead, I like to use more of a permanent, semi-permanent coating instead. Make sure I got this. Okay. So first we did the all-purpose cleaner, then used the paper towel and some isopropyl alcohol, and then next we'll apply the trim coat. So I'm going to make sure this is dry. Let this dry, and I've never had to worry about wolves taping any of this stuff off. And I guess I could just open, that's one thing I could do, just open the door. That way I won't hit any of that. I can do the same thing here. I don't think it'll be a problem on the trim, on this black chrome trim. So let me set the camera up at a little different angle, maybe get in a little closer. You can see what I'm doing here on the other side. Oh, I keep forgetting to do the area in front of or right next to the. Again, this doesn't attract as much dirt. Yeah, see, there's nothing really coming up. So now that's ready to go too. It's good.